أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, brothers and sisters. So yesterday we were doing third property of ism to be light, right? For third reason actually we're discussing. So if the ism is partly flexible, then it has to be light. Okay, and then the fourth I didn't discuss with you. I will just write it here. Just remember, we'll have a separate session on mudaf. Okay, so when the ism is used as mudaf, then it has to be light also. Okay, so this mudaf and mudaf ilay concept is different concept. Inshallah, it will be discussed in coming sessions. Inshallah. So right now, just remember, when the ism is used as mudaf, it has to be light also. So as per flexibility is concerned, we had discussed, the flexibility of ism. So what does flexibility mean? Okay, so if the ism can take all the harakats, right? Correct? How many harakats it can take, right? Whether it can take all dhamma, fatha, kasra, right? O and un and in or o, a, e, okay, sounds, or whether it can take only two kinds of sounds, o, a only, right? Or it cannot show any ending sound, right? So three kinds of flexibilities actually we were discussing yesterday. So then the first one, what we discussed is the fully flexible, right? If the ism can take all the sounds on and in marfu case and in mansub case and majroor case mein in, then it's fully flexible. So generally words ending with tanween are always fully flexible. So any word, any ism you see having tanween on it, so you should understand that it is fully flexible. So it can show its sound in all the Arabs. Okay. The example I have given you, like for example, Muslimun in marfu, it can take an sound in mansub, it can take also in sound in majroor. Okay, so there is not much in the fully flexible. Then partly flexible isms. So in the partly flexible, you can only see the ending sounds in two stages, only in marfu and mansub. But in majroor, you will not be able to see the kasra sound, I sound. Okay, you can see U sound when it is marfu, you can see A sound as mansub. In case of majroor, it will have also, A sound like mansub, but it will be majroor. Okay, and if the suppose harf jar is coming before that, it will make it majroor, but the sound will not be E. So in short, you can say the kasra sound will be missing in partly flexible isms. Okay, then I have given you example. What are the partly flexible that I will inshallah tell you again. As per non-flexible is concerned, we don't see any kind of ending sounds in any of the era. Okay, whether it is marfu, mansub, or majroor, and we have seen the non-flexible isms are those which are ending with alif maksura, like this, ya, or alif mamduda, like alif and hamza. They're all non-flexible isms, right? Like for example, Musa. Okay, it can be marfu, it can be mansub, it can be majroor, but it cannot show its ending sound, un, an, a, or o, a, e, right? Okay, so Musa will be marfu, Musa will be mansub, Musa will be majroor. Okay, then alif mamduda, like this. So if you have ism like this ending with alif and hamza, it's called alif mamduda. They're non-flexible. Okay, they don't show any ending sound in any of the states. Then we have seen all pronouns are also non-flexible. They also don't show any ending sounds in any of the Arab. Okay, the pronouns are like, there are different kinds of pronouns. I only mentioned independent pronouns here. There are different kinds of pronouns. Like one is independent pronoun, which I have already written here, huwa, hum, and others called independent pronouns. Then we have attached pronouns. Okay, so in all the independent pronouns are marfu. When I will teach you independent pronoun session, that inshallah I will discuss there. So all independent pronouns are marfu. Okay, their mansub and majroor version are attached. Okay, so but they don't whether it's independent or attached pronoun, they don't show any kind of sound, ending sound, like un and in or o, a, e sound. Okay, in any Arab. Then we have seen the pointing words like haza, zalika. Again, this pointing words is a big concept. Ismul ishara, musharan ilay. Inshallah, we will be discussing more on it. So right now, what you have to remember is they are also non-flexible. They don't show. Can you see any kind of harka ending sound? No. Haza, haza, haza. Haza can be marfu. Haza can be mansub also. Can be majroor. Likewise, zalika, ulaika. They don't change ending sound when when they shift from one status to another status. Okay, one arab, another arab. Then we had discussed more on partly flexible. So the partly flexible, as I mentioned, they only show sound in rafa and nasab status. In the majroor, they don't show kasra sound, is sound, right? So they're always, and partly flexible isms are always light. So that because of that reason, right? We were actually discussing what are the reasons for ism to be light, right? So third reason was any ism which is used as which is partly flexible or always light. Okay, so the partly flexible isms are always light. So you will get only u sound, a sound. You will not get un. You don't get that tanween kind of thing. Okay, and they do not take kasra as in majroor. They will not have e sound, right? They will have only a sound. So jar is not visibly seen. Okay. Then we discussed what are the partly flexible isms. Okay, the first category we have discussed yesterday. All non-Arab names are partly flexible. All non-Arab names are partly flexible. So, if, for example, if you take any name, it is not an Arab name, okay, partly flexible. So it can you please mute the, yeah. So it cannot take a sound in majroor. So it will be o, and it will be always light. So we have also discussed yesterday that there are only 4 prophets which are mentioned in Quran who are Arabs, right? So Shuaib al-Islam, Saleh, Prophet, okay, and Hud al-Islam. So they're all, you see, if you write Shuaib, you can write Shuaibun, Shuaiban, Shuaibin. You can write Salihun, Salihin, Salihan, Hudun, Hudan, Hudin, Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin, because they're Arab names. Okay, but if you take the example of the name Ibrahim, Ibrahim is not an Arab name, it is a non-Arab name. Ibrahim al-Islam was from Canaan, right? It is totally different region. Okay, so Ibrahim is a non-Arab name, so you can see only it's partly flexible. So any non-Arab name is a partly flexible. Okay, there's an exception, I will tell you that. So mostly the non-Arab names are partly flexible. So they will be light and they will only take u, a sound. They will not take e sound. Okay, so like Ibrahimu in marfu, in mansu, Ibrahima, in majroor, again Ibrahima. Okay. So if I take, for example, if I put harfi jar before Ibrahim, it will not make it Ibrahimi. It will be Ibrahima only, but it is majroor. The status is majroor. Its Arab is majroor. We cannot say its Arab is mansoob. Okay. Okay. So you can see here Ibrahimu Rafa, Ibrahima Nasab, and Ibrahima Jar, Fir'aunu, Fir'auna, Fir'auna. Again, this is a non-Arab name. Now, there's an exception. Non-Arab names there is an exception. There are some names in non-Arab names which are flexible. So what are those? Those are 3-letter names. All non-Arab names which are of 3 letters, and in the midst of the letter, if there is a skun, jazm, then it is fully flexible. So Lut, if you see, Lut is a non-Arab name, but it is 3-letter name, Lam, Waw, Ta, right? 3-letter name, and there is a skun in the midst. So this exception is there. If there is a non-Arab name which is of only 3 letters and there's a skun in between, in the midst of the letter, then that name is fully flexible. So it can take all the harkats. It can take Lutun in marfu, Lutan in mansub, and Lutan in majroor. Like there's another name, Nuh. Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, he was also non-Arab prophet, right? But it's a 3-letter. You can see, Nun wa ha, and there's a jazm on the wa. Likewise, the name of the country. If you see the place names are also that I didn't mention. Okay, that I'll mention inshallah. The place names are also partly flexible. place names are also partly flexible. Okay, I'll add it in the note, inshallah, finally. So place names are also partly flexible. Okay, all the place names. But the exception is if there is a place name which is of 3 letters and in between is a sukoon. So Misr is a place name, right? There's a sukoon in it's 3-letter name. There's a sukoon in the midst, and you can see it's fully flexible. So Misrun, Misran, Misrin. Now take the example of another name, place name, Bangalore. Okay, so Bangalore is a place name. So all the place names are also partly flexible. So you can see, except the 3-letter ones. So Bangalore, it can be Bengaluru, Bangalora, Bangalora. Okay, in all the states. And then Makkah. So place names, whether they are Arab names or non-Arab names, doesn't matter. Only the names of the human beings who are non-Arab names, are partly flexible, except these 3-letter ones. Okay. So, but place names, every place name is partly flexible. Okay, except the 3-letter ones. Okay. So here, if you see, Makkah is also 3-letter ones, but there's no sukoon in between, right? In the midst. So this is a partly flexible. So you can have Makkah to Makkata, Makkata. So in Majrur also. But there is one exception. If you put al on the place name, okay, then it can become fully flexible. Then it can have all the harkats, O, A, E. So if you take, for example, Bengaluru, if you put al on it, okay, then it becomes fully flexible. Okay. So it can become al Bangaluru, al Bangalora, al Bangalori, al Makkatu, al Makkata, al Makkati. But if it is without al, if the name is without al, then it is partly flexible. But if we can put al on it, okay, then, for example, if I had to say the Makkah, al generally, it is mu'arifa, it is, proper noun. If you put al on any ism, you make it, actually proper. Okay, in English we say proper noun and common noun. Okay, if you say al Makkatu, you are actually making it proper, and you are actually putting some emphasis on it. Okay, and in English generally translate al Makkatu da Makkah. Makkatu, you will say a Makkah, but da Makkah. So al Makkatu, if you put al on it, then it becomes fully flexible. Okay, so remember this rule. So far what we have studied, any non-Arab name is partly flexible, except the 3-letter ones. Okay, except the name which is of 3 letters, and plus there is a sukoon on the middle letter. Okay, otherwise all the non-Arab names are what? Partly flexible. They can only take 2 harkats. They will not show any harka. They will not show the majroor harkat, kasra in the majroor status. And all the place names are partly flexible. Okay, except the 3-letter ones, again, which has sukoon on the midst letter. Okay, and there is one more exception in this case. If you put al on the place name, not the non-Arab name, but the place name, if you put al on the place name, then it becomes fully flexible. Okay, then there is another category which is partly flexible. Uniquely feminine Arab names that end with ta marbuta ta and does not have a male counterpart are also partly flexible. There are some female Arab names that end with ta marbuta ta, this one. Okay, if you see Fatima, right? And the name does not have any female counterpart, a male counterpart. What does it mean? For example, Salihun is, we can also write a name Salihatun, Saliha. If you see more, I have seen many girls have named Saliha. Okay, so but we have also the male name Salihun. So the Salihatun, it's also ending with Tamar Budata, and it's a feminine Arab name. It's ending with Tamar Budata, but this Salihatun has a male counter name here, Salihun. So that means this is fully flexible. But Fatima, it's a non-Arab, Arab feminine name, ending with Tamur Budata, okay, but it does not have any male, counterpart. We don't have Fatima Hun. Okay, we don't have Fatima Hun. Fatima like Salihun. Fatima, we don't have like that kind of. So we have Fatima Hun. It does not have any male counterpart in the name. So that's why it is partly flexible. So female Arab names having ta marbuta at the end, we don't have male counterpart, or also partly flexible. So Aisha also is that one of the name. Aisha, Aishata. In hadiths also, if you read about Aisha radiallahu anha, you'll see sometimes Ashiyatu, Ashiyata. Even you'll have like, for example, a statement like this, min Ashiyata. You will not see min Ashiyati, because it is partly flexible. Okay. So far clear? So this Salihatun, though it is ending with Tamar Buta also, but it has a male counterpart. That's why it is fully flexible. So it can take all the harkats. Then you have uniquely masculine Arab names, which are also partly flexible. There are some unique Arab male names like Hamza, Mawiya, okay, Umar. They are also partly flexible, but it's unique. Not all Arab names are like this. Only some unique. So Hamza, Mawiya, and you can see, they are also Tamar Buta at the end, okay? And some like Umar, Usman, Salman, they're also partly flexible. So don't worry if you don't remember it. Hamza, at least you can remember. Mawiya, these are Sahabi names, Umar Raziallahu anhu, Usman. So these are all partly flexible. So that's why if you see about in hadiths also about Umar, you will see after harfi jar, the Umar is being described like fi Umara, min Umara, an Umara. Like you see an Umara Raziallahu anhu, So like that. An is harfi jar. It also makes word majroor, but Umara does not change its harka at the end because of an, because it is partly flexible. Likewise, Noman, Salman, and all that. Then we have a comparative and superlative words. They're also partly flexible. What does comparative and superlative mean? Comparative, is like, in English, if you see, for example, bigger, taller, correct? These are all comparative, words. In superlative means like, you can say best, right? Most beautiful. So if you see Akbaru is, Allah Akbar, right? Akbaru is a comparative degree. We say Allah is greater. No, there's a wrong translation. Allah is greatest is not a correct translation. It's actually af'alu base. So if you hear any word like af'alu, akbaru, atwalu, right? Asgaru, aswadu. So this kind of sounding word like af'alu base, they're all also partly flexible. So you can have akbaru, akbara, you will not have akbari. Likewise, aswadu, aswada, aswada. So aswadu marfu, aswada mansub, aswada also majroor. Likewise, atwalu, taller, atwalu, atwala, atwala. Okay, so comparative and superlative words. And colors are also partly flexible. Colors like, hamra, I have already mentioned that. So there are some words in Arabic for colors. Okay, they are also partly flexible. Okay. Now, so far clear? Any question? Any question? Okay, so let me then give you some exercise here. So you had to tell me now. Kitabun.
It is fully flexible.
Okay, so I don't want only one person to reply. So kindly others also they should reply. Okay, one by one you should get let me know, because I need to see the reaction from everybody. So I cannot call you by name here and ask you. If you want me to do that also, then I can do also that thing. So, but then
they can raise their hand probably. That will be better.
Yes. Or I will ask the names. Okay, let me ask the name. That will be better actually. I don't think, because multiple people might be raising hands at the multiple time. So this Mahboobai, okay. This question is to Mahboobai. Isa. So is it what kind of flexibility it has? Is it fully flexible, partly flexible, non-flexible?
It is non-flexible by.
Okay, why?
Because the ending sound, the last is ya.
Alim Maksura. Very good.
Yeah, Alim Maksura.
Yeah. So in Marfu and Majroor and Mansub case, it will be in Isa. Okay.
Isa.
Okay. Then okay. So Muhammad Shahjahan, Humra. So what kind of flexibility it has?
I'm not sure by. to be very frank.
Okay, no problem. You have not attended the class yesterday class?
Yeah, I've attended.
Okay.
I need to revise once.
You kindly revise. Okay, so it is actually partly flexible because it is ending with alif mamduda. It is ending with alif and hamza. So any ism ending with alif and this hamza, it's called alif mamduda, are always partly flexible. Sorry, or non-flexible, not partly, sorry, non-flexible. Okay. So isms ending with this alif maksura, this ya, and isms ending with alif and hamza, okay, are all non-flexible. Okay, also non-flexible, not partly flexible, non-flexible. Okay. Okay. Now Yusuf bhai, Harun. So what kind of flexibility it has? Yusuf bhai, are you able to hear me? I think you are muted. Okay. Then there is a Mrs. Nazir Basha. Can you tell me, Haruna? Harun, what kind of flexibility it has? Okay. Anar Tahira.
Is it flexible, Sheikh?
Harun. Which flexibility it has? Is it fully flexible? Is it partly flexible, or is it non-flexible?
Partly flexible?
Partly flexible. Why?
I don't know. Actually, yesterday I was not able to hear.
So Harun is partly flexible. Harun is a non-Arab name. So
Okay.
what we discussed is all non-Arab names are partly flexible. Okay.
But
Except,
how do we know that it is non-Arab names, Sheikh?
see, in the Quran, see, we will focus on the Quran. Okay, first of all. Okay, because we don't need to go into Arabic literature. So our focus to learn Arabic is to understand Quran, right? In the Quran, there are only 4 prophets mentioned who are Arabs: Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Hud Alayhi Wasallam, Saleh, and
Okay.
those 4 prophets, Shuaib Alayhi Wasallam, right? Other than those 4 prophets, all other prophets mentioned in Quran are all, non-Arab. Okay, and plus there's an exception only Nuh and Lut, the non-Arab names, which are only 3 letters having spoon in between, they are fully flexible. So other than that, they are all partly flexible.
No. Okay.
Like, for example,
Okay.
you take the example of Pharaoh, right? Pharaoh is not a prophet, he's a evil guy. So
Yeah.
again, if you relate the story of the Pharaoh, he's not from Arab, right? He's from Egypt, correct? Non-Arab name. So it's a partly flexible. So from the Quranic perspective, in Quran you will come to know which name is
Okay.
mentioned, right? Maryam, for example, Maryam alayhi salam. Maryam is not Arab. Okay, we feel like we give our names to our kids name Maryam, right? But we feel it's Arab name. It's not Arab name. Tomorrow also, this is very important. These non-Muslims sometimes blame us that why these guys are keeping only Arab names. Okay, we should tell them that we are not keeping only Arab names. We are also keeping names from Egypt, other countries also. Okay.
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 Jazakallah khair.
Okay. So next. Okay. Let me put it. Okay. Now, Nurul Hassan. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, Bilal bhai.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Adam, is it partly flexible, fully flexible, or non-flexible?
Non-flexible, Bilal bhai.
Non-flexible? Non-flexible means it does not take any, it does not show any harkat, right? No, non-flexible words are generally which are ending with this ya and alif on this one. Alif mamduda. So like, any name ending with this ya, right? And ending with alif and this hamza, okay? They are partly flexible, okay? So Adam is not ending with ya and or fully flexible, non-flexible, sorry. Any word ending with this ya and alif, this mamduda, are non-flexible, okay? If you see Adam does not end with ya and alif mamduda, right? So what kind of flexibility it has? Then we have left two more, right? One is fully flexible, another is partly flexible. Fully flexible, we know the words with tanween, on, an, in, or all, what? Fully flexible. Tanween, right? Adam is a name, right? It's a name, and it's a non-Arab name, right? Adam alayhi salatu
Right,
wasalam was non-Arab prophet, right?
right.
Correct? So Adam is a non-Arab name, and it is what?
Partly flexible.
Partly flexible. Very good. Now, Saddam, Musa'idina. Musa'idina. It's a word, ism. So is it partly flexible, fully flexible, what? Or non-flexible? Saddam bhai?
Yeah, have level. Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Musa'idina. Okay, if you're getting confused, first of all, it's not a name, right? Musa'idina. Actually, if you see the Muslimun chart, Muslimun, Muslimani, Muslimina. Okay,
Amen.
Muslimuna, right? Musliman, Muslimaini, Muslimina, right? It's like looking like Muslimina, right? Musa'idina, Muslimina. Okay, it is having this noon at the end, so it is fully flexible. Okay, all the words in that Muslimun chart, right? The words looking like the Muslimun chart are all fully flexible. So, for example, if you have a word like mu'minun, it's looking like a Muslimun, right? Or if you have like word like mu'minani, like Muslimani, it's fully flexible. So the words in that chart, Muslimun chart and Muslimatun chart, are all fully flexible. Okay, and if you have any word sounding with like that, any of this word like that, then it is fully flexible. For example, Musa'idina here, it is looking like a Muslimina, right? So it is fully flexible. It can have Musa'idina, it will have Musa'iduna, it can have the ona sound, ina sound, ina sound. Okay.
Ji.
Okay. Sayyaratun. Who's next? Okay. Scroll down and see the next. Sadiq by Sheikh Faisal.
This is partly flexible, right? Because it is ends with Tama Marbota.
No. That I didn't say any word ending with Tamar Buddha is partly flexible by. There was actually those were we were discussing about names like Fatima and all that. So this is not an Sayaratun. If you see, I have already mentioned in the first thing, when I was teaching you flexibility, I told you whenever you see a word ending with tanween, whenever you see a word ending with tanween, it's always fully flexible. Okay, bhai? Any word ending with tanween, any word ending with tanween is fully flexible. Sayyaratun, it is ending with what? Tanween. So it is fully flexible. It can be sayaratan, sayaratin, and plus even if there is no tanween, if it is sayaratu, for example, it is still fully flexible. Why? Because what I mentioned in that case was names, non-feminine Arab names. When I was discussing about partly flexible, I was discussing about some feminine Arab names. Some feminine Arab names which are ending with Tamar Buta, like Fatima, Aisha, and they don't have male counterpart name. Okay, those are partly flexible. Okay, and then you will see that you will generally know that Fatima and Aisha, those are quite common, Arab feminine names. Okay, the Sayaratun is not a name. Okay, and it's also ending with tanween. So that should give you a good indication that this is fully flexible. So it can be sayaratun, it can be also sayaratan in case of mansub, it can be also sayaratin in case of majroor. Okay, any confusion by?
Okay.
Correct?
No, clear.
Okay. Now Zamir bhai, you see the word here, this Talibani. What is the flexibility for this?
Is it fully flexible? Right?
Yeah, it's fully flexible. Why it's fully flexible?
It's ending with noon and Taliban.
It's ending with noon. It's like the heavy kind of word, and it's
Right.
like Muslimani, Talibani,
Right.
Muslimani, right?
Right.
So Talibun, Talibani, Talibuna. Okay. So who is left now? I'll not ask Shiraj and Siddiq because they are already attended classes last time, so they will be knowing. So who is left? Newcomer. Okay. Okay. Kamran bhai. Yeah, Kamran is hiding. Okay, Kamran. Sadiqatun. Sadiqatun. Is it fully flexible or non-flexible or partly flexible?
Which one, Miss Bilal bhai?
No,
Sadiq.
Kamran bhai, right? I'm asking about Kamran, not Sadiq. Kamran bhai? Okay, he does not want to say. Okay. So, who's left? Khaja bhai?
Yes,
Sadiq. What is the flexibility of this word?
yes, fully flexible.
Okay, why?
It's ending with tanween.
Yes, it's ending with tanween. Correct. And it's also like Muslimatun, that chart, Muslimatun chart, right? And then the best way to tell it is flexible, fully flexible is ending with tanween. Now, Salman bhai. Salman? Okay. Safia? Yeah. Lukman.
Lukman. It is fully flexible because it ends with noon.
No.
No?
See, I didn't say any word ending with noon is
Noon.
fully flexible.
Okay.
Ending with noon, see that
It's a non-Arab name then?
it's a non-Arab name. See, when I say ending with noon, I didn't mean to say any word ending with noon. See, first of all, every word ending with tanween is fully flexible. Okay. And then if you have some words ending with noon, then you should compare it with the Muslimun chart. Is it like Muslimani? Is it like Muslimina, Muslimuna? Then you can define it. It is having extra noon. This Lukmana, if you see, it's not looking like Muslimani, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
even if you don't know its name, right? If suppose the Lukman you don't know, you are first time seeing it, okay? So it does not look like that Muslimani. It does not look like Muslimuna or Muslimina. So there is something going on here. So if you see just Lukmana, okay, and for example, if it is followed by min Lukmana, and you're not seeing change in the harfat, so you should understand this is partly flexible. And if you want to know the reason, so Lukman actually is non-Arab name. So it is partly flexible, and it is always light also. Partly flexible words had to be light. Okay?
So fully flexible are all heavy, is it? Because
Yes,
they are all ending with tanween
yeah,
and
the tanween and an extra noon in case of combinations, in case of dual and plural.
Ji. Alhamdulillah. Ji.
Okay, the next question is for so this next question. So please, now I don't want to mention the names here. So whoever knows, tell me. Okay, Al Madina. What kind of flexibility it has?
But it is fully flexible because it is starting with al.
Ah, very good. See, though Al Madina is a name of the city, right? Is a name. Okay, it's starting with al, so it can have Al Madina to Al Madinate, Al Madinata. Now, what is the status of it? What is the i'rab? Is it or marfu, majroor, or mansoob?
It is jar, majroor.
Majroor, a sound. Very good. Okay. Misran. What kind of flexibility it has?
Is it fully flexible? Misrun.
Flexible because first of all it is ending with tanween. That's one thing. Okay, and also even if it is non-Arab name, even if it is place name, but it is 3-letter word. Okay, and middle of the letter word is having skoon on it. Skoon means jazm. Okay. Sugra. What kind of flexibility it has? Sugra.
Non-flexible.
Why?
Ending with
Alif maksura,
yeah.
right? Okay, Jahannamu. Shabash.
Partly flexible.
Partly flexible. Why?
It's a place name.
Yeah, Jahannam is a place name. Okay. Now, if I give you a word like Jannatu, is that partly flexible, fully flexible, or what? Non-flexible. Jannat.
Yes.
So if I write a word like this, for example, I write, let me write here. If I write like this, Okay, I write Jannatu. Okay, I write Jannatu. Sorry, Jannatu. Is it partly flexible, fully flexible, or what? Or non-flexible?
Partly flexible.
Oh, why? It's a place name.
Name of the place.
Okay, no. Actually, what happens? Jahannam is a place name. Jannat is not a place name. Jannat is a word. It means, garden. Okay. But see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the name for Jahannam. Okay. And Allah has made Jannat. Jannat is not a place name. It means gardens. Okay. It means garden. Like that's why you have Jannatun, Jannatin. Like Muslimatun, right? Jannatun, Jannah. Generally, when we write Jannah, we write like this, We don't write we write like this. Jannah. Okay. Then we have Jannah, Jannatun, Jannatin. Okay.
So
So
that would be
Jannat is,
fully flexible, is it then?
yeah, it's fully flexible. Yes. Jannat
Okay.
is fully flexible. It's not a place name. But
Yeah.
Jahannam is a place name. Jannat
Place
means
name.
garden. Okay. Jahannam is a place name. Okay. Jahannam is a place name. Okay. Now, Maikan. What kind of flexibility? Clear?
Fully flexible.
Because of Tanween.
No. What is the i'rab of this? Is it marfu, mansub, or majroor?
And second,
It is
nasab mein aata.
Mansub, unsound.
Mansub.
Rabbin.
Rabbin is again jar and it is fully flexible.
Yes, it's ending with tanween, right?
Ending with Tanween.
Al-Haqimi.
Al-Hakimi is again fully flexible
Yes.
and it is in jar
Majroor.
status.
Yeah.
Majroor.
Yes. Dawood.
Dawuda. No. Dawuda. So partly
Partly
flexible.
flexible because Dawood is a
The other non-Arab name.
non-Arab name, right? Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam. Zulmatun or Zulmatun.
Zulumatun. It is fully flexible.
Ending with tanween. Okay.
With tanween.
So, yeah. Now, Lafzu Jalala.
Lafzu Jalala is majroor, no? It is.
Majroor. So, even if
It
you
will
don't
be
have
in
majroor.
fully flexible. It will
Yeah,
be
it's a fully
Allah, Allahi, Allahu.
Yes.
Nahin ji?
Correct. Now, Yawmaini.
I think others should.
Yeah,
say.
others should also, yeah. Yawmaini.
Fully flexible way.
Why?
Because the ending sound is mini.
Any sound is mine. If you go to Muslim chart, like Musliman, Muslimaini in the dual, right? Okay, it's fully flexible. It will have the original word of it is will have your yawman. So yawman, yawmun, yawmin, yawmaini, yawmaini. Okay, so yawman is it? Yawman. So now sehrani.
It's fully flexible.
Yes, ani sound, right? Muslim,
Yeah.
right? Qalina.
It is fully flexible. It is the ina sound.
Yeah, ina sound like Muslimina. Mushrikatin.
Fully flexible. Atin.
Yeah, atin ending with tanween is also like that Muslimatin. Nuru. Nur.
Fully flexible.
Yes, it's fully flexible. Okay.
Three
Nurun
letter one.
and Nurin. Okay. Nar. Nari. Already is majroor. You can get from it. It is also fully flexible. Narun, Naran, Narin. Okay. Banuna.
Una sound, fully flexible.
Yes. Banuna. Muslimuna. Yes. Idris.
Partially flexible.
Partly flexible because it is non-Arab name. Okay. So these names, is quite common in the Quran. So some people might be thinking, how will I understand whether it's a name or a word, right? As we are mentioning about Quran, in Quran, we know Idris has come as a name. Okay. It's a prophet's name. Now, Ta'ifataini.
Fully flexible.
Fully.
Yeah, because Aini sound, right? Hawarina.
Ina sound. Ina sound, fully flexible.
Jibril.
Partially flexible.
Yeah, non-Arab name. Okay.
Non-Arab name, yes.
Name in the sky. Okay. Qalamun.
Fully flexible, ending with tanween.
Okay. Qalamun. Qalamun. Okay. Malumina. No, Jibril is not an Arab name. Jibril, I think min Jibril we have. Jibril is Arab name, right? I think I'll check it with Jibril. Okay. I'll check it. I have doubt in this. Okay, I'll check it. I think it is Arab. Min Jibrili, I have seen somewhere. Okay. Anyways, we'll check it out. I'll tell you this. Okay. Now qalamun. Okay, that's fully flexible because you have that. Malumina.
The ina sound fully flexible.
Imratani.
Ani sound fully flexible.
All right. Okay. Insanun. Again, fully flexible because it's ending with tanween. Okay. Baladin ending with tanween, it is fully flexible. Marsusun ending with tanween, fully flexible. Fasikuna, again una sound. Munafikina,
Una sound.
they're all fully flexible. Now I'll give some practice exercise here, which you tell me here. So I'll give some English sentence, okay, based on the Arab which you have studied. I told you marfu means doer. Okay, mansub means details, and majroor means after of, or after some harf, right? Like may, after, from, in, to. Okay, so you tell me in this. I will tell you a sentence here. Every year, a group of Muslim men dash and group of Muslim women go to Hajj. This is a sentence. Now tell me, what are the doers in this sentence? First of all, you have to find ism. So tell me, what are the isms here?
Here is a
Okay, group of Muslim men.
group of Muslim men, group of Muslim women.
Now, who are the doers in this?
Doers,
Doers,
men.
Muslim men and Muslim women.
Now, group of Muslim men is plural. Now, if you had to write Arabic version of this Muslim men, what will you write here? Arabic version over there.
Muslimuna.
You write Muslimuna. You will not write Muslimina. Okay, because Muslimuna is the doer, plural, right? Marfu, right? And what about this Muslim woman?
Muslimatuna, is it?
No. Muslimatun.
Muslimat.
Muslimatun.
So you have, I think in the notes, I have already mentioned that Muslimatun chart. If you not, I think Siraj has already sent that Muslimatun chart, right? If you go to the Muslimatun chart, you have Muslimatun, Muslimatani, then Muslimatun. Muslimatun means plural, marfu. Then Muslimatan, Muslimataini, and Muslimatin in case of mansub. And Majrur also Muslimatin. So Muslimatun here. Now, the Saudi government hires male helpers. Helper is called Amil. Male helper is called Amil or Masa'il. Okay. Worker is called Amil. Helper is called Masa'il. Okay. Now, what you will say here? So now, the Saudi government hires male helpers to help the Muslim men and female helpers to help the Muslim women. Now, tell me who are the doers here and what are the details?
Saudi government is the doer.
The male helpers are the doers and Muslim women helpers are the doers. No, sorry. Male helpers are the doers to help the Muslim men. Muslim men are the details and female helpers are the doers and Muslim women are the
detail.
Now, what Masa'id means, male helper. Now, what do you say here, male helpers? Musa'id. So male helpers have come as a marfu, right? You will say Musa'iduna. Okay, plural, right? To help the Muslim men. So Muslim men has become mansub here because they are details, right? They're not doers, they're details. Now, what do you will write in the Muslim men here?
Musliman.
Muslimina, is it?
Mina, it's plural. Okay.
It's
Plural.
Muslimina.
Sorry, Muslimina.
Yeah. Now, the female helpers. The female helper is called Musa'idata. One, Musa'ida, right? Tamal Butatta will be there. So now what will be there? Female helpers. Musa'ida.
Tin.
Tun. Because the doer, right? Female helpers are doers here, right? You have the Muslim, okay,
जी,
it belongs
जी.
to men and Muslim women. Okay, Muslim women की यहाँ पे Muslim men आपको Muslimin आएगा. Okay, now Muslim women is a detail again. So what will come here? Muslimah,
Martin, is it?
Martin, yes, Mansub, right?
जी.
Okay. Now another sentence. Muslim dash listen to an alim to gain the knowledge on Hajj. Now Muslim is a doer right here, right? Is a doer. Muslims are doers here, right? They are the ones who are doing some action, right? And they are listening to the alim. Okay, so alim is details. So what you will say here in this Muslimuna, right? यहाँ पे alim man, right? Aliman, because it is mansub. Okay. Okay. The men who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and women who remember Allah keep themselves busy in act of worship. Now, what are the men who remember Allah? So what will you say? The man is called Muslimun and Rijal is called men. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
I'll give the names here also. Aapko, yahan pe. So men who remember Allah. Okay. Men who remember Allah is called Zakir. The one who remembers Allah. Okay, Zakirun. Okay. Man is Rajulun. But the man who remembers Allah is called Zakir. Okay. The general meaning. And the woman who remembers Allah is Zakiratun. Zakira. Now, what you will say here in case of this? Okay. Muslims. Okay. Here. The men who remember Allah. So Zakiruna. Okay. And Muslim woman then Zaki Ra what? Zakiratun, right? Keep themselves busy in act of worship. Worship is called what? Ibadah. So what do you will say? Ibadah. Will it be ibadatun or ibadatan?
Ibadatan.
Ibadatan because detail, right? Worship has come as a detail here, right? Right? Doers are the one who remember Allah and the woman who remember Allah, they're doers. Why they are busy? They are busy in act of worship. So the act of worship gives answer to those kind of questions, right? So Mansub details. Okay. Among them are good male students of knowledge and female students of knowledge who learn and teach the rituals of Hajj. Okay. What will be so what are doers in this sentence?
Male students.
Female students. They are doers. Why they are doers? Because they are teaching. They are teaching. Yeah. Student को क्या बोलते हैं Arabic में? Talib.
Talib.
Okay. So what will Talibun means one student. Talibatun means one female student. Okay. So what will be here? Male students.
Talibatun, is it?
No, male. Talibun is one.
Talibuna.
Talibuna.
और तुलबा also तालिब के दो प्लूरल हो सकते हैं, तालिबूना भी और तुलबा भी. Okay, तालिबीन बोलते हैं, तालिबानी. Okay, two. Now, and female students of knowledge.
Talibatun.
Right? Talibatun, who learn and teach the results of Hajj, rituals of Hajj. Hajj will be then what? Mansub, right? Hajj. Okay. Hajj. Okay. No, it's after off. Hajj is after, right? Hajj. E sound, because after off is majroor, E sound. Okay. Now all the Muslim men and dash Muslim women dash completed the Hajj successfully. So what will they hear?
Muslimuna.
यहाँ पे
Muslimatun.
Okay, this was just a little bit exercise. Okay. In the Quran also, if you, inshallah, let me share the first of all. Let's stop here. What you will do is go to the Quran and start from Surah Fatiha. Okay. What you have to do is, first of all, now what is the procedure of doing exercise? What you will do is, first you will try to identify ism. That's one. Okay, first you try to identify ism, and I told you how to identify ism, right? Words starting with al, words ending with tanween, words having ending at the end tamar budata, words followed by min, ala, ila, right? Those kinds of words are all. I have given you the rules. You can go back to the notes and see what how to identify ism. Okay, what are the rules? So once you identify ism, the second thing is you will identify it is what status. Arab, is it marfu, is it majroor, is it mansoob? That's second thing. Third, you will try to find its flexibility. Is it fully flexible, partly flexible, okay, or non-flexible, right? Then then is it heavy or light? Is it heavy or light? I told you heavy is generally ending with tanween or extra noon in case of ani, ina, una, and partly flexible, heavy, and light is ending having only with what? And sorry, light is having no tanween. Okay, light will have no tanween, right? Then flexibility case mein you have tanween, then you have ani, una kind of words, and there you have then partly flexible, while you have only two kinds of harkats, u and a sound, and majroor it will not show. Okay, so there also you need to be careful. You will have word like this, for example, Fir'aun, and it is followed by min, and you will have min Fir'auna, and you will say, okay, it is majroor because it's followed by min, right? But it has a sound. Why it is a sound? And you will by mistake say it is mansoob because it's ending with a sound. So actually you have to see if it is followed by min, it has to be majroor. Min is a harf jar. And why it is a sound? Because it's partly flexible. So from that you can get flexibility also. Okay. So first find the ism. Second, find its i'rab, whether it is marfu, majroor, mansoob. Third, try to find whether it's heavy or light. Fourth, whether it is flexible, partly flexible, and non-flexible. So let's take an example of this here. Okay, bismi is ba plus ismi. So ba is ism is followed by harf jar ba, and if second is I will try to find its i'rab. It is e sound majroor. Now is it light or heavy? It is light, right? It's not in, right? It's not having tanween. It's light, correct? Okay. Fourth, what is flexible or partly flexible? What? It is fully flexible. It can have ismun, isman, ismin. Okay. Okay. Now, Allahi, lafzu jalala. Here it has come as first ism, and then it is status is majroor. Then it is light. Also, it has come light. It is not having tanween on it, and it is fully flexible. Okay. Ar-Rahman, again ism. It is what majroor, e sound, then fully flexible al. Okay. Right. Now, whether it is light or heavy. What's the answer? Is it light or heavy?
It's heavy because of al.
No.
No.
Any word starting with al, the question of heavy and
light does not matter.
Right. Okay, so we cannot say it is heavy or light because any word starting with al, the question of that light and heavy does not come. Okay, so ar-Rahim, again same. The question of light and heavy does not come. As per flexibility is concerned, yeah, it is fully flexible because al, right? Likewise here, if you see alhamdu, again ism marfu. Okay, light and heavy does not arise. Al, okay, here, and starting with al, then you have flexibility. It is fully flexible. Okay, Rabbil, again you can do that. I will show you one more thing here. Yeah, now Rabbi, is it light or heavy? It is ism. It is majroor. It is light because light means it is not ending with tanween. It's not having with extra noon, the ani, ina, ona sound, right? It is e sound, right? Light. Okay, same here. Now here, if you see Maliki, again, it is ism, it is majroor, it is light, e sound, no tanween on it, no extra noon, okay, and flexibility also, fully flexible. Then Yaumi, again, you see it is light also, right? So heavy words will be ending with tanween, on and in, or extra noon. Extra noon, suppose adini, this is not called extra noon. Extra noon means ani wala noon. Una means wala noon, and ina wala noon. Okay, so if adini is not like a muslimina. Okay, so that is this adina. This is different. This is not actually like Muslim from the word from the Muslim chart. Okay, Now here, this is all fail, so we'll not try to see anything. Okay. Now here, as-sirata, you can see here ism, mansub, the light and heavy does not arise here because al. Okay, then fully flexible. Yes, al. Likewise, al-mustaqim. So like that, please, now sirata, if you see here sirata, it is ism and mansub, it is light also. Okay, it's not ending with tanween or extra note. So kindly do this exercise on almost 20-30% verses of the Surah Baqarah also. Okay, this week. Now next week, inshallah, we'll be switching to the another property. We'll be studying another property of ism. Okay, and that property, see, so far only one property we have covered. That is Arab. So we have, I already taught you that there are 4 properties of ism. One is status. The second is what? Number. Third is gender. Okay, fourth,
Other jins.
yes, jins and qism. Okay. So next week, inshallah, I'll be going to the now different topic. So we'll be trying to find the number. Okay, adad. Whether the word is singular or plural. Okay. So kindly, whosoever has not done the revision this week, revise your notes, whatever we have, because one property complete. Okay, if you do not revise your notes, what will happen to you? The next session onwards, I will not be discussing about, again, repeating these things. I will not tell you about light and heavy and all. We'll be discussing only about numbers. Okay, singular, plural and all that. So kindly revise your notes. Okay, if you have any confusion, you don't get anywhere, or you have some problem somewhere, let me know in my WhatsApp message, inshallah. But make sure that you will do the exercise. So I think we'll end the session here. Let me put the recording also.